Chapter 23. Nancy holds the key. It was Monday morning. A new vice president for marketing is coming, and everyone is bustling with high spirits and energy. The office of the VP for marketing is dressed with small colored pennants, a welcome banner named Han Huanchul, potted small, lush palms, and flower wreaths with balloons and streams. Caterers were lined along the hallway in a festive mood where various delicious, luscious, savory, and delectable foods and beverages could be on the long tables, and servers in white blouses and black skirts were waiting. Back home, Han Huanchul, stunning as he was always, with a lean body and broad shoulders, looked fresh, neat, and handsomely pleasing but nervous and apprehensive about his job as VP of marketing. Hyunki knocked on his door to see how he was doing, fixed his tie, and tapped his shoulder, assuring him things would be fine. Hyunki is supposed to be with Riel but begs off because she prefers to go early in preparation for the coming of the new officer. "Sweetheart, are you in the office now?" asked Hyunki. "I am still waiting for a cab because the taxi I took broke down on the way, and I'm also worried that this heavy traffic will catch up with me," she said with concern. "Tell me where you are, and I'll pick you up." Hyunki becomes worried. No, Hyunki, this is only a minor problem. Besides, with this heavy traffic, we will be caught in it. Focus on your brother. I'll be there in due time, assured Riel. The board members and officials of the corporation, as well as the employees and the staff of the marketing division, are all waiting for his arrival. When Huanchul showed up with his father and Hyunki, all officials and board members applauded and greeted him with handshakes. Mr. Han Myong spoke to introduce Huanchul officially. "This is my son, Huanchul. He will take the place of Kwon Nam-jun, who is given the same position at the main office in Korea that Huanchul vacated. He preferred staying with his brother, Hyun, than working with me in the main office." He chuckled, and everyone lauded him for making a good decision. "As you have supported my eldest son, do the same with Huanchul." "Thank you." After his dad's speech, Hyunki and Huanchul went around to see the rooms surrounding his executive office, then led Huanchul to his own. Huanchul found his room large and smiled when he saw his desk behind the glass windows where the sunlight could penetrate inside. He felt at ease with this kind of setup because, in his mind, he thought it was easy for him to look out when he may have felt stressed out from work. They were happily chatting when a knock came on the door. It was Mr. Han Myong. "I'll leave now, my sons." "What are you doing here? Why not join the others and socialize?" asked the chairman. "Yappa, we'll be joining." "Why are you leaving this early? Have you eaten anything?" "I'm all right. I want you to know that I'll be leaving for Korea with your mom tomorrow." "I cannot stay long here," said their dad. "I understand, Dad. You must attend to your business at the main office, so don't worry about Huanchul and Su Mi. I'll take care of them and the company, of course," assured Hyun. Hyun accompanied his dad to the elevator, and everyone bid goodbye to their chairman. A few hours later, everyone returned to each of their posts, and the hallway was quiet again. Hyunki went to Huanchul's office to see how's he doing. "Let me know if you need my assistance, Nam Dong-seeng. I'm just a call away, and my office is just around here." "Okay," tapping his brother's back. Huanchul is absorbed in the documents he is reading and barely answers. Hyunki left whistling in high spirits. Later that afternoon, Hyun came again to Hwan's office. "Still busy?" Ye Hwan answered, still looking over all the files left to him by Nam-jun. He raised his head to glance at his brother and said, "I'll be here for a few more minutes. You can go ahead." "Will you be seeing someone?" he asked in passing. "Yi, Joeo. I'll be leaving now. See you at home." Then he left. While Hyunki and Riel were in the car, he brought up his worries for his brother. "You know why he chose to work here rather than stay in Korea?" he asked Riel. She just looked at him meekly while leaning in his arms. "It is because he is in search of his girlfriend. He lost her when they got into a car accident 2 years ago. He is not sure if this girlfriend is still alive because my mom rushed in to return to Korea with him while he was unconscious. His girlfriend was near death like him, so he was unsure if he could still find her." Thinking about his brother's eagerness to find the girl, she suggested, "Why not look for her address? Who knows, maybe he'll learn from her parents if she is still alive. Or dead," Riel said in a sad tone. Hyunki saw that what she said made sense. "Yeah, why did I not think about that?" He was happy but hesitant. "Do you think the girlfriend's parents would see him or talk to him after leaving her in a near-death state? Then, 2 years later, he'd show up at their door asking for the girl? What a nerve. They would say to him, Right, Hyun-ki remarked. Riel kept silent, not knowing it would appear that way. But at least he could have a chance to ask for their forgiveness, even if it is painful for both parties, rather than be in silence forever. Riel's phone rang, and she immediately took it out of her bag. Who could this be? Looking at her phone and smiled as she answered. Oh? Hello, Mom. You called, she wondered. Yes, Riel. Are you on your way home? Will you drop by the supermarket for some errands? I'll text you about the list. Will that be okay? Asked Mrs. Kalma. Riel looked at Hyun for approval, and he nodded. All right, Mom. We're on our way to the supermarket then. Bye now. Love you, Mom. Hyun instructed Juni to stop by the nearest mall they would visit for groceries. They were inside, picking up the items her mom listed while Hyun-ki was pushing the cart. Riel stopped by the shelves looking for things from the list, and Hyun-ki went to the other side to help. While bent from his task, a pregnant lady came upon the man, shouted gleefully, Gabrielle. Yes, Gabrielle, it's you. I came upon you over the other side of this shelf, and I was observing you closely till I felt positive that it was you, cried the pregnant lady. Gabrielle was looking at her closely, processing in her thoughts who this lady could be, when she realized it was her long-lost friend. Nancy, is that you? You're already married? And pregnant? Wow. Look at you. She was so excited and feeling proud to see Nancy. Hyun-ki was also surprised by their meeting that he stood up behind the grocery cart, observing their happiness and excitement. Yes, my second. And you're married, too? Glanced at Hyun-ki. No, I am still single. Hyun-ki reached out his hand for a handshake. I am Hyun-ki, Gabrielle's fiancé. Riel smiled, glanced at him lovingly, and to Nancy, she spoke. For how long were you married, and why am not I invited? Riel asked with disappointment. Because, my friend, you were not fully recovered yet, and your mom told me you're not yet ready. I regret not having you in my wedding entourage. You should have been my maid of honor. But I understood your condition and your mom's wish, comforting Riel. So, what happened to you and Lee? Nancy asked curiously. Hyun-ki was startled. Who was this Lee she mentioned? Riel had said nothing about that Lee guy, he thought. Ahem. Excuse me. I think this is not the right place to make further conversations, Mrs. Nancy. Am I right? Here is my card. You may reach Riel through this number, simultaneously reaching out his calling card to Nancy. Nancy was amazed that Riel's fiancé was a CEO. Then she embraced Riel, misty-eyed, and said, I'm so glad you're in good hands now, my best friend. She turned to Hyun and spoke in a confident tone. Please, Mr. Han Hyun-ki. Take good care of my dear friend, shaking hands and showing that she should call. Yes, sir, I will. We'll see each other again. Nancy. Okay. I'll be expecting your call and our meeting again, said Riel with high hopes. Then both hugged, mystified by their unexpected encounter, and went their way. What made Nancy mention this Lee out of the blue? I mean, do I know him? It was as if this Lee guy had something to do with me. I am confused. Riel was thinking hard. So Hyun-ki cut in. Maybe he was one of your group friends way back. You had not mentioned that you already had a boyfriend once, so maybe he was just someone who got interested in you. But you were not interested. Hyun-ki gave a forced smile and was simultaneously puzzled by Riel's reaction. How about dinner before bringing you home? Hyun immediately changed the subject. Later that night, while Hyun-ki was contemplating the conversation between Nancy and Riel, he wondered why Riel could not recall this Lee guy when it seemed they had a past. Then a call from Nancy came. He immediately gets her call, anxious about what he will learn from Nancy. Mr. Han, came Nancy's voice, and Hyun answered, then immediately asked, I've been wondering until this call why you mentioned this Lee guy. But she could not recall him? Was their breakup turned out to be tragic that she ended up forcing herself to forget everything about this Lee guy, because Riel could not remember anything about the accident 2 years ago? Sir, the name of Lee had tremendously affected her brain. I guess that was why it was strange to her, and so this is why you handed me your calling card. You wanted to know more about Gabrielle's past with this Lee guy. Am I right, sir? I do understand, and there is nothing wrong with this. Since you are Gabrielle's fiancé, you have the right to know. I'm aware you can't get anything from Gabrielle. I will explain everything to you. Would it be possible for us to meet tomorrow morning? Asked Nancy. Yes, why not? Because I have many questions bothering me right now. Hyun paused. Will our meeting disrupt your work? Nancy. No, I'm on maternity leave. So let us meet tomorrow around 10 a.m. Would that be all right with you? Nancy asked with eagerness, wanting to know also more about him and Gabrielle. Yes, let us meet then. See you at 10 a.m. at the Wildflower Cafe. Yes, Mr. Han. I'll be there at 10 a.m. Morning came, and the day greeted Hyunaki with bright sunlight. The air spread its fresh breath of green grass, and the scent of a baby's breath of flowers surrounded the house. It brings a joyous day, thought Hyun. He went straight to Hwan Chul's room and knocked. Hey Hwan, want to join me for breakfast? I have an appointment today, so I'll leave the company in your hands, Hyun encouraged cheerfully. Do you think I can handle any situation that may arise in the company while you are out? Entreated Hwan Chul. Hyunaki tapped his shoulder and replied, You can, we're brothers. The Han blood is flowing in your veins, bro. The coming chapter will bring some light to the two brothers' search for the missing girlfriend of Hwan Chul. Are you ready for a forthcoming revelation? Follow the series on my YouTube channel and at TikTok. Remember to subscribe, share, and like. Thank you.